Now let's bring in Errol Barnett. He is outside a Silicon Valley Bank location in Santa Clara, California. Errol, good to see you. I know this morning when we spoke a little bit, there were a handful of people lined up waiting for the bank to open. I'm not sure if it's open yet. It's about 8 a.m. there. What are you seeing? What are you hearing from customers?
Hey there, Nikki and Anne-Marie. Great to see you both. That's right. Outside the headquarters here in Santa Clara, the line of customers eager to access their funds has only grown. And I just want to point out to you, part of their frustration right now, while they're welcoming the news from the government over the weekend, is that the communication from the company, since it failed, has effectively been nil. They can't use their two-factor authentication to access the online accounts. And when they come to the front door, they see a message posted to the glass window, which is simply an announcement from over the weekend that the government is taking over. I can step aside and show you just some of the people who are in line. I can count now maybe 8 different customers who are here. I spoke with one of them, a founder and CEO of a company that has millions, in some cases these folks have tens of millions of dollars effectively behind that door. His company is called Strong Compute, which uses artificial intelligence and algorithms to help doctors and hospitals create imagery so they can cure disease. He's frustrated that this bank was effectively playing fast and loose with money, but he's thankful that President Biden said they should have access to their cash and the leadership will be held accountable. But Anne-Marie and Nikki, the customers I've been speaking with, don't know exactly what that means. So the bank opens in less than an hour, and they will literally try to walk inside and find out, discover how many of their employees they can pay, how much money they'll have access to. And some of these are new startups, but there are also customers of this bank like Roku. Many viewers may be streaming this programming on a Roku device. Also Etsy, a popular website many people use. And so there are still some open questions. They want to know how much money they'll have access to and when. They also don't know what it really means for the CEO and the leadership of this bank to be held accountable. One woman telling me, she's from Australia, that in Australia, when a CEO is held accountable, it means they see the inside of a jail cell. So a lot of anxiety, a lot of uncertainty, and for all of these folks and their employees, this is not over yet.
So, I mean, did anyone say that once they get in there, they just want to pull their money out, that they're ready to look for another bank or maybe a more mainstream bank alternative? I mean, the one thing about this bank is that they were willing to open their doors to startups who don't have a lot of money, who don't have a lot of equity, they don't have credit, but they were willing to support these, sort of cutting edge new platforms. So has anybody said they're done with it? They want to go more mainstream?
Yeah, I think when you have an experience like this, it really does sour the taste of keeping your money here. And since the bank is effectively dissolved, they will need to find other places to move their funds. But you make a great point, Anne-Marie. While this is nothing like 2008, a widespread mortgage crisis that really touched everybody, this is hitting Silicon Valley hard because banks need to be trusted. Venture capitalists need places to put their money, and they do need a lot of capital to get their ideas off the ground and move it ahead for the next couple of years. And we've discuss on this program all the time the impact that rising interest rates have on all of us. So this is one example of a bank that had made a decision to use customers' funds to buy long-term treasury bonds at a fixed interest rate, and they then had to sell those bonds at a loss, which means they didn't have the money that all these customers need. The question for a lot of people is, well, how common is that? How fast and loose are other banks in this part of the country playing? And a banking professor we spoke with just yesterday, he teaches at Berkeley, he said that while even the Biden administration and the government is trying to reassure people and say, don't worry, we have regulations, we'll take care of things, his question is, why didn't the government do more sooner? This bank has been seeing interest rates jump for a long time, and its deposits went from $50 billion back in 2018, 2019 to more than $200 billion. So that looks suspicious. That doesn't look typical for a bank anywhere in the country. So there are a lot of questions. I think this has certainly put a chill on this sector of the economy and this part of the country.
We're watching people come into work. I don't know if that's if the Silicon Valley Bank is the only thing in that building, but I've seen people come into work behind you, and I'm just wondering what they must be thinking how the day's going to unfold.
Yeah. It is. You know, they have all the eyes on them too, and so everyone's being quite careful. But we'll keep watching and chatting with people once they leave to see, you know, what they were able to get.
All right, Errol, thank you very much.